Hello and welcome to Jamestown, New York. My name is Max Gross, and I will be bringing you this PGCBL 2016 broadcast. Here in Jamestown, New York, it'll be the Newark Pilots as the visiting team against the home team, the Jamestown Jammers. Newark coming in at 1-0 after last night's 3-2 victory. We will recap that game. Hitless, scoreless, into the bottom of the fifth inning, a rain delay struck. Rain came pouring down onto the field here. Tarps covered it. Hour and 20 minutes was the duration of that rain delay. Newark starter was Quentin Logan, went 4 scoreless innings, gave up just 2 hits, and struck out 3 in his Pilots debut. Chris Valamont got the nod for the Jammers. He went 5 hitless innings, was pulled after the rain delay. Now in the bottom of the 5th inning, after play resumed with right-hander Zan Reese on the mound for the Pilots, C.J. Pickering sent a line drive up the middle that scored 2 Jammers, giving them their first runs of the season. They would hold that 2-0 lead into the 8th inning. With 2 relievers following Chris Valamont, the Jammers had a no-hitter going with 1 out in the 8th inning. But A.C. Owen, left-handed hitting catcher for the Pilots, broke it up with a ground ball, sneaking through the infield into right field. That would spark a Newark rally. They would load the bases with 2 outs, and Luke Reynolds would step up to the plate, sending a line shot up the middle that would sneak under the glove of Jammers center fielder Skylar Valentine, plating all 3 runs, giving Newark the 3-2 lead. Brian Dolan would come on in relief of Zan Reese, going 6 up, 6 down in his first organized appearance in over 2 years after recovering from Tommy John surgery to earn the save. Reese was the winning pitcher. Danny Naif would get the loss for the Jamestown Jammers in that opening day contest. Time of the game was just over 4 hours, including the delay. Pilots happy to get the victory. Coach Edmondson said after the game it was very difficult when the team didn't have any hits, but he credits them for battling back and getting the opening day victory. Starting lineups now for the visiting Newark Pilots. Leading off will be center fielder Travis Cloney. Shortstop Mark Tomosa will follow in the 2-hole. Luke Reynolds, the only returning starter to this Newark lineup, is the designated hitter batting third. Bo-Hao Huang will be the left fielder batting cleanup. Adam Turner in right hitting in the 5-hole, followed by Dan Vukovic, the catcher, hitting 6th. Brendan Harrison, the first baseman, will bat 7th. Second baseman Kellen McCormick hitting 8th, and Ching Wei Sen at third base will round out the Newark lineup. Now for the home team, the Jamestown Jammers, it will be Skylar Valentine, the center fielder, leading off. Hunter Jones, the shortstop, will follow. Second baseman C.J. Pickering will bat third. Vinny Malaro, the designated hitter, will hit cleanup. In the 5-hole, it'll be first baseman Ben Brookover, right fielder Aiden McDermott batting 6th, catcher Nick Garland hitting 7th. The third baseman Jake Hammond will hit 8th. And Tali Filote, the left fielder, will bat 9th. Starting pitchers will be Skylar Defer for the Pilots and left-hander Bradley Griggs for the Jammers. Jammers being announced now live on the field as they are running out. Coach Edmondson for the Pilots going with a little bit of a different look today. He said he wanted to get a lot of guys some time, mixing up the lineup here. Like I said, Luke Reynolds, the only Pilot returning to the lineup. He went 1 for 4 tonight. Pilots didn't take batting practice on the field, stayed in the batting cages before this game, hoping to get their bats heated up a little bit earlier in this one. No hits until the 8th inning last night. Not exactly how you draw it up, but the Pilots got the victory nonetheless. Now for the Jammers, going with a very similar lineup. Nick Garland, the catcher, and Jake Hammond, the third baseman. Only new additions to the lineup. The Jammers are very limited on the bench position player-wise. Chris Conley and Alex O'Donnell, 2 guys that got starts last night in the field, are the only substitutes on the bench for Coach Marone's lineup. Should be a very interesting game. We're going to take a quick break. First pitch coming up after this. And we are back here in Jamestown just moments before the first pitch after a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by a local Jamestonian. Jammers are on the field in their white pinstripe uniforms, black lettering, lime green trim. Newark Pilots in the same uniforms as last night, navy blue tops, gray pants, white lettering, and that Carolina blue trim. Left-hander Bradley Griggs will be on the mound for the Jammers. Made 16 appearances in the spring for the University of Texas San Antonio. Had a 9.87 ERA in 17 1/3 innings pitched, just 9 strikeouts. Bradley Griggs will hope to induce a lot of contact against this Newark lineup. A lot of players from UTSA on this Jammers team. 3 players in the field. We'll take you around the defense. Tolly Filote in left field, Skylar Valentine in center, Aiden McDermott in right. Now the infield, it'll be Jacob Hammond at third, Hunter Jones at short, CJ Pickering at second, Ben Brookover at first base, and behind the plate will be Nick Garland. And the lineup now for the Pilots, first 3 that will face Griggs, it'll be Travis Cloney, Mark Tomosa, and Luke Reynolds. 3 left-handers in this Newark lineup in the top 4. Chris Edmondson going with a different bunch like I mentioned in the pregame show. Should be very interesting to get a look at some of these new pilots. I'm just getting to know the roster as well as you guys are listening at home. Should be an exciting game. Newark going for the 2-game sweep here in Jamestown. Temperature in the mid-70s, expected to cool off as the game goes on, sinking down into the mid to high 60s. Some cloud cover is expected, but not too much now, hoping to avoid that rain that beguiled us last night. And we are about ready to get things going. It'll be Pete Halagelis, the home plate umpire, calling balls and strikes. Travis Cloney will step into that left-handed batter's box, and we will get things underway here in Jamestown. Griggs into his motion, and here is the first delivery. Fastball, called strike. Cloney looks at that first one. Cloney wearing number 21, starting in center field tonight for the Pilots. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Griggs. Cloney swinging, foul. Sounded like that bat broke. Cloney will inspect it, and he heads back to the dugout, as indeed that did crack. And he'll get a new piece of lumber here for this 0-2 count. Bradley Griggs is a freshman. 16 appearances in the spring, all in relief, making the start here tonight for the Jammers. Cloney has a new stick, and he's back in the batter's box. Here's the 0-2 from Griggs. And it runs inside on Cloney. Looked like it might have clipped the bat, maybe gotten Cloney up near the chin area. Cloney is down on the ground. Scary moment here as Travis Cloney appears to have been hit near the head area with that pitch. Getting tended to by the Jamestown medical staff. Coach Chris Edmondson rushed down there. Just an 0-2 fastball from Griggs. Ran up and in. Definitely got a piece of Cloney as he is down on the ground now. Definitely not an intentional pitch there from Griggs. Just a fastball that ran high and tight. Travis Cloney is on the ground, being tended to by the medical staff here. Leadoff hitter of the game was Cloney. Some medical attention being provided. We'll try to keep you updated on the status of Travis Cloney here. Was hit by an 0-2 pitch from Bradley Griggs. Scary moment here in Jamestown. Appears Cloney was hit by a pitch near his head area, receiving medical attention. Credit to the Jamestown medical staff, rushed out there about as fast as they could. Leadoff batter of the game, Travis Cloney, hit by a pitch. And now Coach Barone of the Jammers calling his team off the field. as Travis Cloney is receiving attention, still down on the ground in that home plate batter's box. There is movement. Cloney is moving his arms, but still down on the ground. Being cautious here. Anytime there's any injury to that head or neck area, extreme precaution is necessary. And we are going to step aside here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Back here in Jamestown, Travis Cloney, leadoff hitter for the Newark Pilots, was hit by an 0-2 fastball up in that head area, still down on the ground, receiving medical attention. I will try to keep you updated on the situation here, but out of respect for Travis, I will pause, and we're going to take a quick break here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Another quick update here from Jamestown. Center fielder Travis Clowney hit by an 0-2 pitch near the head and neck area, being tended to by the Jamestown Fire Department. Some paramedics out there. It appears Travis is conscious, was able to take off his batting gloves, but due to the severity of a potential injury, they have not moved him. Travis Clowney was hit by a pitch here, leadoff hitter in the game. Sounds like an ambulance is on the way to tend to Travis. Our thoughts and prayers here go out to Travis Clowney here from the Newark Pilots Radio Network. We will step aside yet again. And we're back here in Jamestown. Update on Travis Clowney. Was able to help himself up. Now sitting down on a stretcher, being carted off as a precaution here. Travis Clowney is responding and conscious. Was able to tell his name to the first responders on the scene. Was hit by a pitch near his mouth area. Very scary situation here in Jamestown. Travis Clowney being taken off on a stretcher now. Will be taken to a local hospital for an evaluation. Leadoff hitter Travis Clowney on an 0-2 pitch that just ran up and in from Bradley Griggs. Obviously not intentional there. Being carted off as we speak, and it looks like play will resume here in the next couple of minutes. Never the way you want to start off a ball game. but Travis Cloney is conscious, being taken to a local hospital here for medical evaluation. Coaching staffs from both teams now on the field discussing with the umpires. Looks like Chris Edmondson may be going with Cloney in the ambulance. We're going to step aside here one more time here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Play should be resuming here in the next minute or two. We'll be back after a short break. And we return to the action here in Jamestown. Umpires signaling the players back onto the field. Bradley Griggs took a couple warm-up tosses, and looks like we are ready to resume things here in Jamestown. Chris Sharp will take the place of Travis Cloney, standing on first base now. Cloney was hit in the head area by an 0-2 fastball from Bradley Griggs, leadoff hitter of the game. Cloney from Massachusetts Lowell. We will keep you updated on his situation as this game progresses. Travis Cloney was carted off, presumably going to a local hospital here in the Jamestown area. Travis Cloney of Holy Cross, correction. Chris Sharp of Massachusetts Lowell is the pinch runner standing on first base. Umpires writing in the changes on the lineup card, signaling to the press box. It is Sharp, indeed, who will be the pinch runner. Shortstop Mark Tomosa taking some practice swings now as Bradley Griggs continues to throw some warm-up tosses. The left-hander Griggs from Texas San Antonio, making his first start of the 2016 calendar year. 16 appearances for the Roadrunners in the spring, all in relief. 9.87 ERA for Griggs, giving up more runs than he had innings pitched in the spring. He is a freshman. Got a feel for Griggs in this situation as well. Obviously did not mean any harm with that 0-2 pitch. Just got away from him and got a piece of Cloney. Umpires discussing something with starting catcher Nick Garland for the Jammers. I'm not sure what's going on here. The umpires said they were ready to go, and now there appears to be some sort of stoppage yet again. Shadows starting to creep in here. The entirety of left field, third base, shortstop area being covered by shadows as the sun is hanging out behind the third base bleachers. Beautiful evening for baseball here. Not too many clouds overhead. And it appears that a delay was waiting for Coach Chris Edmondson to return to the field of play. As he hustles back out to the third base coach's box, probably having a couple words with Travis Cloney, the outfielder from Holy Cross. And we are about ready to get back going as Tomosa steps in, umpire signals things, and play will resume. Chris Sharp is the runner on first base, coming in for Cloney. Here's the first pitch from Griggs to Tomosa, missing downstairs. First pitch from Griggs after a lengthy delay there. Tomosa started 20 games in the spring for Massachusetts Lowell. As he takes that pitch on the inner half, strike one from Griggs. .231 average, drove in 10 runs in his freshman season for the Redhawks. Griggs steps off, makes a quick move to first base, trying to get Chris Sharp there. Sharp is speedy, stole 10 bases in the spring. As a pitch from Griggs is wild on the inner half. Sharp got a very healthy secondary lead. Throw from Garland down to first base, not in time, as Sharp dives back in. Sharp was on base twice last night, went 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. As Mark Tomosa waves at a 2-1 fastball, count will run even here. No outs, top of the first inning. Game 2 here in this 2-game set between the Jamestown Jammers and the Newark Pilots. Pilots won last night's contest 3-2. The set from Griggs. The runner Sharp takes off. Tomosa will foul it off out of play towards the right of the press box here. Russell Dietrich Field, Jamestown, New York. Tomosa will see another 2-2 pitch here as he fought the last one off. Griggs looking on for a sign. The left-hander comes set, takes a look at Sharp. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Tomosa winds it right back to Griggs, who makes the stop. Sharp already running for second, and they will get the second out at first base. Unfortunate there for Mark Tomosa. Couldn't hit a ball any harder. Right back up the middle, and in an act of self-defense, if nothing else, Bradley Griggs makes the snag. Now 2 outs in the inning. Luke Reynolds will step in. Reynolds went 1 for 4 as he looks at a first pitch breaking ball from Griggs that misses outside. Reynolds had 1 of 3 hits for the Pilots last night. A clutch single brought home 3 runs in the 8th inning to give the Pilots the lead. The ball creeped under the glove of Skylar Valentine out there in center field. Only 1 RBI credited to Reynolds as he takes that second pitch. Now 2-0. And another one runs inside. It'll be 3-0. Reynolds way ahead in the count here. Presumably will have the take sign. Here's the delivery from Griggs. That one runs inside. Reynolds took a step down to first base, but Pete Halagelis calls that one a strike. Looked like a very similar location to ball 3. Reynolds still ahead in the count here, 3-1. And they say Reynolds will offer it that one as it misses just on the outside corner. Appeal went down to the first base umpire while Reynolds standing in the left-handed batter's box. Reynolds in a state of disbelief here. Can't think there's any way he went around. And Reynolds will flail at that 3-2 pitch, and that will retire the side. Luke Reynolds, you gotta feel cheated out of an at-bat there. Appeared to be ball 4, but he will be set down on strikes. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning here. Pilots leave no one on base. We'll step aside here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we're back here in Jamestown. Perfect evening to play a ball game. Newark Pilots going for the 2-game sweep of the Jamestown Jammers to open the season. Skylar Defer, a tall, lanky right-hander from Water Valley, Mississippi, played his spring ball at Northeast Mississippi Community College. 6'6", 160 pounds. Will feature a 2-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and a slider. Made 14 appearances in the spring for the Lions. Just 2 starts, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 5.23 ERA. Defer, teammate of last night's winning pitcher Zan Reese, who worked 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, but did register the win for the Pilots. Taking around the field defensively, it'll be Bo-How Huang in left field, Chris Sharp taking over for Cloney in center, Adam Turner in right, Ching-Wei Sen at third, Mark Emoze at shortstop, Kellen McCormick at second, Brendan Harrison at first, and Dan Vukovic behind the plate. And here's the right-hander's first delivery, running inside to leadoff hitter Skylar Valentine. Valentine played his college ball at UTSA. And the 1-0 delivery from Defer catches the outside corner there. Count runs even at 1-1. Valentine went 1 for 3 last night. Had a single, reached base by a walk as well. As he swings and misses at a good breaking ball there from Defer on the 1-1 count. Valentine will be forced to protect here. Valentine, a .287 hitter in the spring. 3 home runs and 25 RBIs for the Roadrunners. The 1-2 delivery from Defer popped up down the left field line. Mark Tomosa running on. He'll make the grab in foul territory, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Skylar Valentine set down there on 4 pitches. Hunter Jones, the shortstop for the Jammers, will step in. He's a sophomore from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Hit a double, a hot smash down the third base line in the second inning of last night's contest. Defer into his motion. 2-seam fastball right over the heart of the plate. Jones wanted nothing to do with it, and he will take it for the first strike of this at-bat. Defer into his motion. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one runs up and in. 4-seam fastball that time. Defer will sit in the mid-80s. Jones hit .283 for the 49ers as he sends a ground ball to first baseman Brendan Harrison, who will take it himself and step on the bag for the second out here. C.J. Pickering, second baseman from UTSA, will step in. 3 of the first 5 hitters for the Jammers played for the UTSA Roadrunners in the spring, as well as starting pitcher Bradley Griggs. So blue and orange feel here for the Jammers in tonight's lineup. And here's the first pitch from Defer. Off-speed pitch, catches the outside corner there for strike 1. Defer has thrown a first pitch strike, 2 of the first 3 hitters. And that ball lined up the middle will get by Mark Tomosa and into center field for a base hit. C.J. Pickering, picking up where he left off last night, now has a 2-game hitting streak to open the season. Now Vinny Malaro will step in. Chris Edmondson said this is a guy that concerns him very much. Very powerful hitter. Junior out of the University of Buffalo. Hit 13 home runs to lead the Bulls in the spring. Pickering gets his lead at first base. Harrison holding him on. Slide step delivery from Defer, and it's a breaking ball outside. Malero swings over the top of it. He'll fall behind 0-1. As we found out last night, Malero is a free swinger when 0 for 4 struck out 2 times in that contest last night. Pickering gets his lead at first base. A set from Defer. Goes with the changeup this time, right over the middle of the plate. Malero was looking for something else, and he falls behind in the count now, 0-2. C.J. Pickering, the runner at first, 2 outs here. Bottom of the first inning, no score early on. And Pickering was getting going a little bit early there from first base. Newark Pilots defense alertly tells Defer to step off before going to his motion. and Pickering will get back to the base. Now a short lead from Pickering, extending it now. The set from Defer. The 0-2, off-speed pitch gets Malaro swinging. Tag applied by Vukovic, and that'll be the third out. Jammers leave one runner on base, recorded one base hit, no errors by the Pilots. We'll head to the top of the second inning. No score here in Jamestown. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Back here for the top of the second inning in Jamestown. No score early on. Bo-Hao Huang will step in. The left fielder hits left-handed. Bo-Hao joins us from Taiwan. And he'll take the first pitch from Bradley Griggs downstairs. Huang is one of two Taiwanese players in the lineup tonight for the Pilots. And Huang will take that 1-0 delivery on the outside corner for a strike. Chris Edmondson very intrigued by Bo-Hao's short swing. And he sends a chopper up the middle. Hunter Jones charging to his left. Ball takes a big hop and will go over his glove. Huang takes a big turn around first base, but will settle back in with a leadoff single. Right fielder Adam Turner will step in, right-handed hitter. Played his college ball at Saginaw Valley State University in Michigan. Turner, getting his first at-bat of the season, was not in last night's lineup. And a slow delivery from Griggs to the plate is a fastball missing upstairs. 1-0 the count to Adam Turner. Turner looking down to the coach's box, getting a sign from Chris Edmondson. Could be a bunt situation here. Now the 1-0 delivery. A big swing and a miss there from Turner. Count evens up at 1-1. Huang is the runner on first. And the slow pickoff attempt from Bradley Griggs. Huang will dive back safely. From Kaohsiung City in Taiwan, Bo-Hao Huang. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Turner, files it straight back. We'll have to protect now with 2 strikes on him. Turner is a sophomore, played in 24 games at Saginaw Valley, hit .240, and drove home 14 runs. The set from Griggs, the 1-2 delivery. Fastball, a little bit off the plate there. And we'll call it 2-2. Turner is one of 5 players from Saginaw Valley State on this Pilots roster. And a swing and a miss there on the 2-2 offering from Griggs. Adam Turner is set down for the first out here in the second inning. Second strikeout for Griggs. Dan Vukovic, the catcher, coming from Holy Cross, will step in. And a quick pickoff attempt from Griggs, going with the step-off move. Very quick move. Huang dives back safely, getting a sizable lead. Here's the first pitch to Vukovic. Swing and a miss there. The big catcher waves at a fastball. 0-1. Griggs looking on for the sign from his catcher Garland. Comes set quickly, and Vukovic loses his balance as he whiffs at that 0-1 offering. Another fastball that Griggs gets by him. Vukovic will be forced to protect now, down 0-2. Here's the pitch from Griggs. And a third consecutive swing and a miss. Dan Vukovic set down quickly by Griggs. Back-to-back strikeouts here for the left-hander from UTSA. It'll be Brendan Harrison stepping in. Another player from Saginaw Valley State. Bo-Hao Huang led off the inning with the single. He stands at first base. 2 outs here in the inning. Griggs comes set. Huang is running. And Harrison fouls it off. Bounces off the ground right up back into his face. Harrison will walk this one off. As the catcher Nick Garland alertly will go out and take a mound visit, giving Harrison a second. Appears he is all right. Quick update on Travis Cloney. Was taken to WCA Hospital for further evaluation. Was hit by a pitch in his head. Cloney was the leadoff batter here for the Pilots. Our thoughts and prayers from the Newark Pilots Radio Network go out to Travis. And here's the 0-1 delivery to Harrison. That one misses well outside. Garland having to reach into the left-handed batter's box to grab that one. Count evens at 1-1 here to Harrison. Harrison, along with Jordan Swiss, were the top 2 offensive players at Saginaw Valley. Harrison lofts one to right field. McDermott heads to his right, and he'll camp under it and make the catch for the 3rd out here. Pilots get a hit, and they leave Huang stranded at first base. We'll head to the bottom of the 2nd inning here. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we return to Russell Dietrich Field here in Jamestown, New York. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Right-hander Skylar Defer out for his 2nd inning of work. Allowed a base hit to C.J. Pickering and recorded a strikeout back in the 1st inning. It'll be Ben Brookover, the first baseman from UTSA, leading off here for the Jammers. 0 for 4 in last night's contest. Here's the first pitch from Defer. High bouncing ground ball. Ching-Wei Sen handles it. And a firm throw over to first base. Harrison squeezes it. And it'll be 1 pitch, 1 out here for Defer in the 2nd inning. The kind of efficiency I'm sure pitching coach Kevin Smith will love. Coach Smith is the head coach at Mount San Antonio College, an illustrious JUCO in Southern California, bringing his many years of coaching experience to the Pilots staff. Stepping in now, Aiden McDermott from St. John's. Breaking ball from Defer, misses downstairs. Aiden McDermott 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts last night's ball game. Here's the 1-0 from Defer. Crosses at the letters there. Pete Halagelis says that is a strike. Count runs 1-1 here to McDermott. McDermott was on base twice, walked, and was hit by a pitch. And the 1-1 delivery, another breaking ball down in the dirt, corralled by Vukovic. That'll make the count 2-1 here. Aiden McDermott, a redshirt freshman last season for St. John's. 2-1 delivery, McDermott swings through it. Good fastball there from Defer. Count is 2-2. Tall, lanky right-hander Skylar Defer from Northeast Mississippi Community College. 2-2 delivery. Gets him with a slider on the outside corner there. McDermott swings over the top of it. He'll be set down for the second out here. Nick Garland, the catcher, will step in. Didn't play in last night's game. It was Chris Conley from Canisius College behind the dish last night. Nick Garland played for the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. And here's the first pitch from Defer. Breaking ball gets it over the plate for strike one. Defer was really working on that slider in his bullpen yesterday with Coach Smith. Coach Smith really trying to get him to distinguish the release in between the curveball and the slider. Defer says sometimes the two pitches do blend together, creating more of a slurve. The 0-1 off the cap, and a bare hand attempt from Kellen McCormick at second base. Can't handle it, and Nick Garland will reach base here. Good pitch from Defer. Garland just got it off the cap, sending a ball with some crazy English out to Kellen McCormick. Official scorer going to call that one an infield single. Nick Hammond, the third baseman, will step in. The left-handed hitter against the right-hander, Skylar Defer. 2 outs. Garland is the runner on first base after that infield single. Here's the set from Defer. Quick slide step delivery. First pitch misses outside to the number 8 hitter Hammond. The second baseman, Kellen McCormick, playing a couple steps closer to second base than he would typically. And Defer will step off, throwing to first. Garland dives back in plenty of time. Mark Emoze, the shortstop, also pinched close to second base. Almost a double play alignment here for the Pilots, but there is 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 delivery from Defer, misses outside. Nick Hammond from Moorhead State. 2-0 is the count here to Hammond. Here's the delivery. Fastball catches the inside corner. 2-1 now the count to Jake Hammond. Hammond played in 35 games for the Moorhead State Eagles in the spring. Hit just 200. Garland takes his lead. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Defer going with the changeup there. Misses just off the plate. Hammond has the advantage here. 3-1 is the count. Here's the set from Defer. And the pitch fouled straight back. Off-speed offering there from Defer in the hitter's count. Got Hammond out in front of that one. Count is full. Harrison backs off. Won't be holding Garland on, as he will be in motion. Full count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning here, no score. Here's the set from Defer. Runner takes off. Ground ball sent up the middle. Emoze charging towards the bag. Fields it on a hop. Throw to first base. Stretch from Harrison. And that'll be the 3rd out. We'll head to the top of the 3rd. Jammers leave 1 on base after the base hit from Garland. No score here in Jamestown. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Back to the action here in Jamestown. Left-hander Bradley Griggs threw scoreless in the first 2 frames. Coming back out here for the 3rd inning, it'll be Kellen McCormick from Holy Cross leading off here for the Pilots. McCormick starting at second base tonight, making his first appearance of the season for Newark. And he takes a fastball just off the plate there. It'll be strike 1, as Pete Halligelis gives Bradley Griggs the benefit of the doubt there. 0-1 pitched in the same location there. McCormick quickly falls behind 0-2. Bradley Griggs 3 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed, and McCormick waves at that one. Foul tipped into the glove. Garland holds on, and on 3 pitches McCormick will be set down. Now 4 strikeouts here for Bradley Griggs. And it'll be Ching-Wei Sen, another one of the Taiwanese players in the lineup for Newark tonight, getting his first look at Bradley Griggs. First delivery fastball just below the knees on the inner half of the plate, called ball 1. Looked like a pretty respectable pitch there from Bradley Griggs. Into the windup, now the 1-0. That one misses upstairs. Third baseman Ching-Wei Sen quickly ahead 2-0. Played at Venam College in Kaohsiung City, Taiwan. 5'11", 157 pounds. Here's the 2-0 delivery from Griggs. Sen will take that one for a strike. Sen is a senior, hoping to get some exposure playing in the United States to advance his baseball career. And Sen leans out, but will take that one just off the plate. It'll be ball 3. Hitters count here for Ching-Wei Sen. The 3-1 delivery from Griggs. And Sen looks at that one, called strike on the outside corner. Hasn't taken a poke at any of the first 5 offerings from Griggs. Full count delivery to Sen. Fouled straight back. Sen battling here. Kellen McCormick set down on 3 pitches. He was the leadoff hitter here in the 3rd inning. No score. Pilots have just 1 hit. In the 3-2 pitch, runs inside. Ching-Wei Sen will jog confidently down to first base as he takes a walk in his first plate appearance here in the United States. Chris Sharp will get his first look here. Was the injury replacement for Travis Cloney. The Holy Cross center fielder was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, had to leave the game. We will keep you updated on Cloney's status as we progress here. Sen takes a healthy lead at first base. First delivery to Sharp. Lines one to right field. McDermott came in at first, but then will back up and make the catch. 2 outs now here in the 3rd inning, after Chris Sharp flies out swinging at the first pitch there. It'll be Mark Tomosa from Massachusetts Lowell. Shortstop lined into a double play, sent one right back to the mound. Bradley Griggs was able to corral it and get the runner off at first base. That was Chris Sharp. Tomosa hit it about as hard as you possibly could. Unfortunately, recorded 2 outs for the Pilots. And Ching-Wei Sen, big secondary lead as that pitch misses outside from Griggs. Quick snap throw down. Sen gets back in time. Both Ching-Wei Sen and Bo-Hao Huang have gotten on base for the Pilots. Both of them have been aggressive with their leadoffs. Not afraid to really get out there, knowing that they can get back in time. Now here's the 1-0 pitch to Tomosa. Ground ball up the middle, deflects off the glove of Griggs. Second baseman Pickering charges, throws on the run, and he'll get Sen at first base. Pilots set down here in the top of the 3rd without scoring. 1 runner left on base, no errors from the Jammers. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Jamestown. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we're back here in Jamestown, bottom of the third inning. Tolly Filote will take a first pitch strike from Skylar Defer. Defer surrendered 2 hits here in the first 2 innings, coming back out for inning number 3. The 0-1 breaking ball misses in the dirt. Will creep by Dan Vukovic. No harm there, no one on base. Filote leading off the inning. Filote offered a bunt on the first pitch, but quickly pulled it back. Did that a couple times last night as well. He'll take a fastball here from Defer, just off the outer half of the plate. Count moves to 2-1. Number 9 hitter from Faulkner State in Alabama. Sends a hot shot into the first row of the bleachers on the third base line. Out of play. That'll be strike 2. Filote very late on that offering from Skylar Defer. 6'6", 160-pound right-hander. Here's a 2-2 delivery fastball just off the plate. That'll be called ball 3. Full count here to Filote. 0 for 2 last night. Sends a dribbler past the mound. Kellen McCormick will corral it quickly. Throw low. Gets away from Brendan Harrison all the way to the fence. Vukovic there backing up the play. But Filote will trot on down to second base. Leadoff error by the second baseman. Filote stands on second as the order flips over here. It will be Skylar Valentine, the center fielder. Flew out to Mark Emoze, the shortstop. Out of play near that tarp in foul ground on the third base side. Defer checks the runner. Filote. Valentine shows bunt. Brings it back as that first pitch misses down in the dirt. Dan Vukovic will trot out to the mound to have a word with Defer. Could be going over signs here with a runner on second. Filote was pesky on the base pass last night. Walked to lead off an inning and then stole his way down to third base. Is a quick runner that definitely requires some attention here. Pilots are playing corners in here. Chingwei Sen, the third baseman, now backing up just off the cut of the grass, even with the bag. Dan Vukovic calling out the play here, signaling the bunt coverage to Newark. 1-0 is the count here. Leadoff hitter Skylar Valentine for the Jammers. Brendan Harrison, the first baseman, playing a step inside of the cut here, protecting against the bunt. Valentine does show. The pitch misses upstairs from Defer. 2-0 is the count now. Speedy Tolly Filote standing out there at second base. Valentine 0 for 1 in this ball game. Here's a 2-0 from Defer. Misses upstairs. 3-0 is the count. Counting last night's 1 for 3. Valentine's batting average early on here is .250. That compares to the .287 he hit in the spring for the UTSA Roadrunners. Defer checks the runner and goes to the plate. 3-0 pitched right down Broadway for a strike. Defer trying to battle back here and no outs. Runner in scoring position is Filote standing out on second base. No score here in the bottom of the third. Defer checks the runner, now comes to the plate. Valentine offers at a bunt. Sends it down towards first baseman Brendan Harrison. Tag applied. And they'll get the out. But Filote will move up to third base. Sacrifice bunt executed successfully there from Skylar Valentine. Looked like that pitch was above the letters, but Valentine gives himself up to move Filote 90 feet closer to scoring the first run of the game for Jamestown. Jammers didn't tally until the 5th inning of last night's game. Hunter Jones will step in. Skies one out to center field. Chris Sharp catches it on the run. Filote will tag, and the throw is late. The Jammers are on the board here. Hunter Jones, first pitch swinging, drives in a run. There'll be 2 outs now. Second baseman C.J. Pickering will be the hitter now. Bases clear. Takes the Jammers 3 hits, but they tally first here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First run given up by Skylar DeFur here this season. 2 outs now as Pickering offers it a breaking ball. They'll say he went around on the check swing. Skylar DeFur has had good success with that curveball. Good change of pace pitch off of his fastball. The 0-1 fastball runs that one inside. Count will be even here. C.J. Pickering had a single back in the 1st inning. And the 1-1 from DeFur looks like the slider there just below the knees. 2-1 is the count here. C.J. Pickering 2 of 5 on the season against the Pilots. Fouls that one off. 2-2 is the count here. Pickering will be forced to protect. Another Texas San Antonio Roadrunner. Had 2 RBIs in last night's contest. DeFur into his motion. The 2-2 delivery. Bounces the slider. Vukovic keeps it in front, but Pickering doesn't offer. Count will run full here. Jammers tally first. Sacrifice fly from shortstop Hunter Jones gets them on the board. Here's the full count delivery from DeFur. And Pickering way ahead of that one, sending it foul. Just past the Jammers dugout there on the 3rd base side. Count will remain full here. And the payoff pitch from DeFur. Fouled high out of play above the bleachers there on the 1st base side. Pickering not wanting to go down easy here. Hit 4 home runs in the spring for the Roadrunners. 3-2 pitch from DeFur. Another foul ball way ahead of this one, launching it down towards the bullpen area for the Jammers. Umpire signaling he's running out of baseballs after C.J. Pickering has fouled off 3 straight. No one on here, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. 9th pitch to Pickering, pops that one up, will stay on the infield. Skylar DeFur calling off Ching-Wei Sen, and he will make the catch there right on the foul line. That'll retire the Jammers. They tally 1 run on 1 hit, leave no one on base and no errors for the Pilots. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning here. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. I'd like to take this time to thank some of our sponsors. The Omen Theater in Lyons, the longest continuously operating theater in North America, and the best place to see a movie in Wayne County. Currently showing Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. 3 showings a day. Check out the Omen Theater on William Street in Lyons. We're going to step aside here. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we return to the ball game here. Russell Dietrich Field, Jamestown, New York. Jammers tallied in the bottom of the 3rd. Hold a 1-0 lead. Luke Reynolds steps in. Offered a bunt there. Was able to pull it back in time as Griggs bounces that 1st pitch fastball in the dirt. Reynolds 0 for 1. Struck out back in the 1st inning. He'll take a strike on the outside corner there. Griggs fell behind Reynolds 3-0. battled back thanks to a very large strike zone from Pete Halligelis, the home plate umpire. A couple questionable calls. As that 1-1 pitch looked like it was in the same location as the last one that was called a strike. This time it'll be ruled a ball. 2-1 the count to Reynolds. And Reynolds takes a big hack at that one, fouls it off straight back. Reynolds has the best bat speed on this Newark Pilots team by far. Took some mammoth hacks in last night's contest. Went 1 for 4. And he'll fight that one off the fists, out of play. Count remains 2-2 to Luke Reynolds, designated hitter from Mississippi State. Will be transferring to Southern Miss in the fall. 2-2 delivery from Griggs to Reynolds, sends it up the middle. Hunter Jones moving to his left, throws on to first base, and Reynolds will be retired for the first out of the inning. Griggs needed 6 pitches, but he gets the leadoff hitter of the inning, Reynolds. Bo-Hao Huang steps in for the Pilots. Sent a ground ball up the middle. Took a crazy hop right over the glove of the shortstop, Hunter Jones. Only hit for the Pilots so far. Huang takes a fastball. Outer half called strike. Griggs ahead 0-1. And quickly, Griggs goes with the 0-1. Slow curveball runs inside. Huang backs off of that one, evening the count here. Bo-Hao Huang played at Fujian Catholic in Taiwan. So he takes a hack at that 1-1 offering from Griggs and fouls it off out of play. Huang playing left field, got a hit in his first at-bat for Newark tonight. Down in the count 1-2, and a breaking ball grounds it onto first base. A crazy stop there from Ben Brookover, keeps it in front of him as Bo-Hao Huang, something in that bat, putting crazy spin on the ball, but Brookover stays with it and is able to step on the bag. 3 unassisted there for the second out. Right fielder Adam Turner will step in. Struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch back in the second inning. Turner out of Saginaw Valley State University, getting his first looks in this game. Takes that one from Griggs outside. 1-0 is the count here. Turner digging in that right-handed batter's box. The 1-0 from Griggs, missing downstairs. Hitters count here for Adam Turner. It'll be 2-0. Adam played in 24 games. Hit for a .240 average. Here's the 2-0. He sends that one down. Diving effort from Hunter Jones at shortstop, but it'll roll past him into left field. Adam Turner has a 2-out base hit here. Dan Vukovic, the catcher, will step in. Was also a victim of a strikeout back in the second inning. Swung through 3 consecutive fastballs from the left-hander, Griggs. Adam Turner takes his lead off at first base. Griggs' first offering to the plate right down the middle. Vukovic takes it for strike 1. Catcher from Holy Cross. And the runner is going. Turner takes off. Throw is not in time from Garland. Adam Turner slides in safely. That'll be the first stolen base of the season for the Newark Pilots. Chris Conley, the catcher last night for the Jammers, threw out both AC Owen and Jordan Swiss. Only 2 runners to attempt a stolen base last night for the Pilots. Turner stands out there at second in scoring position. Pitch was ruled a ball, so it'll be 1-1. Here's the delivery from Griggs. Vukovic fouls that one off, out of play over the Pilots' dugout. He's down in the count 1-2 here. Bradley Griggs already 4 strikeouts in the game to just 1 walk, and did hit a batter. 2 hits for the Pilots now. Huang registered 1, and Adam Turner with that 2-out single. Griggs checks the runner, now comes to the plate. The 1-2 called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Dan Vukovic will be set down. The Pilots register 1 hit and will leave Adam Turner stranded at second. No errors committed by the Jammers. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning here. Newark trailing Jamestown 1-0. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. And we return here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network. My name is Max Gross. Bottom of the fourth inning here in Jamestown. Game 2 here of this 2-game set. Pilots took game 1 last night 3-2 on opening day here in this 2016 PGCBL summer season. Got underway last night. An hour and 20-minute rain delay interrupted things, but Luke Reynolds had the go-ahead hit, plating 3 runs for the Pilots in the 8th inning. Exciting contest last night. Vinny Malaro steps in. He'll take that first pitch downstairs from Defer. Ball 1. Malaro, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. Breaking ball from Defer to Malaro. Front door slider there. Catches the plate. Evens the count now at 1-1. Defer into his motion now. Malaro fouls it off his front foot. That one's gotta hurt. Well out in front of that one now. 1-2 is the count. Malaro was set down twice via strikes last night, and once today, 3 strikeouts and 5 at-bats so far this season. Now the 1-2 from Defer slider misses way outside. Malaro will lay off of it. 2-2 the count now. Malaro from the University of Buffalo hit .351 in the spring. Will be returning there for his senior season. 2-2 from Defer. Fastball high and tight. Misses there. Another full count worked here by Malaro. Trying to reach base for the first time here. 6th plate appearance on the season. And the 3-2 breaking ball. Malaro fights it off. Fouls it out of play. Skylar Defer just threw his 52nd pitch here, on for his 4th inning of work. Tall right-hander from Northeast Mississippi Community College. And here's the 3-2 delivery to Malaro. Lines it towards the gap. Adam Turner races over, and he will make the catch now for the first out. Vinny Malaro, most feared hitter in this lineup, is retired for the first out. Ben Brookover stepping in now. Grounded out to Ching Wei Sen back in the 2nd inning. First baseman from UTSA. Brookover 0 for 5 here in this 2-game set. Getting a second look at Skylar Defer. The right-hander's first pitch misses upstairs. Brookover ahead in the count here. And the 1-0 now from Skylar. Popped up to center field. Chris Sharp moving to his left, charging in, and he'll settle under it and make the catch for the second out. Back-to-back flyouts here in the heart of the order for the Jamestown Jammers. That'll bring up Aiden McDermott. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Defer working efficiently here. Just 7 pitches. McDermott from St. John's University. And here's the first pitch from Defer. Breaking ball on the inner half. Gets the called strike. Got McDermott on a sweeping curveball back in the 2nd inning. The 0-1, McDermott out in front of that one. Swing and a miss. Defer ahead in the count now, 0-2. McDermott was one of only 2 strikeout victims for Defer in the ballgame. Right-hander will bounce a breaking ball there. McDermott doesn't offer. Count moves to 1-2. McDermott also struck out twice in last night's contest. 1-2 delivery, fastball upstairs. McDermott turns on it and fouls it off down the third base line. McDermott 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts in his only official at-bats here in the 2016 summer. Did reach base twice, a walk and a hit by pitch in last night's ballgame. Defer into his windup and the 1-2. Slider catches the outside corner, called strike 3, and McDermott will be set down. Defer sets down the Jammers 1-2-3. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Jamestown still holding a 1-0 lead. You're listening to the Newark Pilots Radio Network. Welcome back to Jamestown, New York. Beautiful early summer evening. Jammers leading the Pilots 1-0 here. Top of the 5th inning, Brendan Harrison steps in. 0 for 1, flew out to the center fielder Skylar. Harrison out of Saginaw Valley State. Takes that first pitch from Griggs downstairs. Left-hander from UTSA, surrendered just 2 hits so far. As that pitch misses outside, 2-0 is the count now to Harrison. Big right-handed hitter. Takes a hack at that 2-0 pitch, fouls it off out of play. Harrison, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs, 329 average in his sophomore season. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Griggs. Fastball misses high, and that'll run the count to 3 balls and 1 strike here to the first baseman, Harrison. In the 3-1 delivery, Harrison took a step towards first base. Home plate umpire Pete Halligelis calls that one a strike. Count will run full here. Harrison played in 49 games, was one of the top hitters for Saginaw Valley State. And lines that one up the middle. It'll be a base hit for Harrison on the full count pitch from Griggs. 3rd hit of the ball game for the Pilots, and 1st of the season for Brendan Harrison. Kellen McCormick steps in, was set down on just 3 pitches, swinging strikeout. 1 of 5 recorded by Bradley Griggs here in this ballgame. But the Pilots have a leadoff runner standing on first base. McCormick out of Holy Cross, as Griggs goes with a slow pickoff move. Harrison dives back. McCormick primarily used as a defensive replacement for the Crusaders in the spring. Fouls that one straight back, just to the right of where I am, up in this high press box in Jamestown. overlooking Russell Dietrich Field. A beautiful yard. Big ballpark, 325 down the left field line, 342 and right, 414 to the power alleys. As Griggs paints the outside corner with that 0-1 pitch. Quickly ahead 0-2 on Kellen McCormick. McCormick will have to battle here. Doesn't want to record 2 straight strikeouts. And grounds that one to the second baseman, Pickering. Has trouble getting out of his glove. They'll only get 1 out as he flips it on to Jones at second base. Brendan Harrison retired there on the fielder's choice. Ching Wei Sen will step in, drew a walk, and an 8-pitch at bat. Only free pass Bradley Griggs has surrendered in this one. Now McCormick replaces Harrison at first, 1 out here, top of the 5th. Pilots still trailing 1-0. And it's a hit and run here. McCormick takes off. Ching Wei Sen sends a weak tapper down towards third base. Hammond will charge, but will have no play on it. Just offers a pump fake to first base. Ching Wei Sen legs out an infield single. And now Coach Barone for the Jammers walks out to the field asking the umpires if that might have hit off of Sen's foot. Just a weak tapper down the third base line. Hammond charged in hard, but with Sen's speed there was no play. Pilots in business now. McCormick stands on second. Ching Wei Sen at first base. Has reached in his first 2 plate appearances here for the Pilots, and that'll flip over the lineup card. Chris Sharp, the center fielder from Massachusetts Lowell, steps in. Takes that first pitch down in the dirt. Count runs 1-0 here. Not exactly how you draw up the hit and run play if you're Chris Edmondson. But 2 runners on base here nonetheless. We'll call it a positive result. Griggs comes set, checks McCormick at second. McCormick dancing around now, gets a big secondary. 1-0 delivery, misses upstairs to Sharp, and that'll prompt a visit from Garland as he'll head out to talk things over with Bradley Griggs. Quick conversation. Griggs cruised through the first 4 innings, surrendering just 2 hits. And the 2-0 pitch to Sharp, that one misses downstairs. Three and 0 is the count. Pilots in business here. And Griggs will go with the step over move. 3-0 the count to Chris Sharp. Griggs comes set. Here's the offering. That one catches the outside corner. 3-1 is the count to Sharp. Sharp took the place of Travis Cloney, was hit by a pitch to lead off the game, forced to exit. Here's the 3-1. That misses outside, and Chris Sharp will draw a free pass. And that'll prompt a mound visit. Coach Barone coming out to have words with the left-hander. Quick conversation out there on the mound. And it will get a right-hander up in the bullpen for the Jammers. Looks like Steve Simmons is throwing out there, number 29. Shortstop Mark Tomosa will step in now for the Pilots. Bases loaded here for Newark, trailing 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Tomosa 0 for 2 on the ball game. and he sends a sharply hit ball into left field. McCormick will score. Sen follows as the left fielder Filote has trouble with it. 2 runs cross for the Pilots. Mark Tomosa comes through with the single, and that'll give Newark the lead here. Luke Reynolds will step up to the plate. 2 runs already in for the Pilots. Mark Tomosa wasted no time there. 2 RBI single for the shortstop from Massachusetts Lowell. Reynolds 0 for 2 on the ball game. Takes a look at a slow sweeping curveball from Griggs that catches the plate there. 0-1 is the count. Griggs comes set. Here's the 0-1 delivery, fouled off out of play. Lofting over that Jamestown dugout. Reynolds behind in the count 0-2. Mark Tomosa, the runner on first base. Chris Sharp stands out there at second. Massachusetts Lowell teammates on the base paths. 1 out here in the 5th. 2 runs scoring on the single from Mark Tomosa. And the runners will take off on the 0-2 pitch. Reynolds fights it into center field. Sharp rounds third. He will score. Tomosa goes in standing up to third base. Another run across for the Pilots here. They lead this one 3-1. Luke Reynolds, 2nd RBI here on the young season. Hit and run play executed perfectly. Back-to-back run-scoring hits for the Pilots. 3-1 is the lead. Steve Simmons, the right-hander, continues to loosen in the Jamestown bullpen. Bo-Hao Huang will step in. 1 for 2 on the ball game. First pitch swinging, fouls that one straight back. Mark Tomosa stands on third. Luke Reynolds at first base after driving in another run. 3 runs on 6 hits here for the Pilots. As we stand top of the 5th inning. Bradley Griggs still on the mound. Sends a pickoff move over Ben Brookover's way at first base. Reynolds dives back safely. The 0-1 set and the pitch misses upstairs. Huang will take it. 1-1 is the count. Is the 1-1 delivery, slow curveball, grazes the outside corner there, called strike. Bo-Hao Huang didn't offer it that one. Pilots finally getting to Griggs here. 4 scoreless innings, but have tallied 3 times. The runner Reynolds takes off towards second. Bo-Hao Huang taps a grounder out to second base. Hunter Jones comes across the bag to field it. Will throw out Huang at first, but Mark Tomosa will score there. Pilots now up 4-1 here in the 5th inning. Fielder's choice RBI for Bo-Hao Huang. Adam Turner will step in. Had a single in the 4th inning. First offering there from Griggs misses downstairs below the knees on the right-handed hitting Adam Turner. Luke Reynolds on at second base. And that 1-0 offering catches the plate there, evening the count on Turner. Making his first start out in right field for the Pilots tonight. Griggs comes set. The 1-1 delivery. Slow breaking ball misses outside. Turner moves ahead in the count now 2-1. Turner, a native of Traverse City, Michigan, played his college ball at Saginaw Valley State. The 2-1 offering from Griggs, down in the dirt, kicks away from Garland. Reynolds will take off, and he is thrown out trying to get the extra base at third. But the Pilots tally 4 times, and they lead now 4-1. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Newark Pilots Radio Network.